biggest thing I wish people would know is that you're more capable than you realize. I think part of it can be like someone can knock your confidence and then you internalize that and that's what you solely focus on. And it's like if you're able to start to work to push past that because you are smarter and more capable than you realize. Like I never thought I'd be in a job like this. I always thought I was gonna be stuck in retail. And the fact that I'm in like what I feel like is now a real job, I'm like, oh, I can do it. And I feel like others can do it too. I'm like, you can push yourself and you'll see such amazing changes that you never thought were possible. You just have to stick your toe out and then see what happens. And then you can fully jump in when you're ready.
This is The Didlake Difference, the show all about creating and promoting opportunities for people with disabilities. Each episode will bring you expert insights and relatable topics that ignite meaningful conversations and inspire change within our communities.
About the podcast you're into right now, like what are you listening to?
I'm big time into like the scary fictional stories just because it allows me to kind of disconnect from reality for a moment. But sometimes it backfires on me because I'll get so invested and I'm in a tense part and then someone will come in to talk to me. I'm like, oh, and it's like, okay, maybe don't listen to this while you're working. So then I'll switch over to music so that way I'm like not on edge because I'm just like not good to almost fly out of your seat because you're so startled.
Oh my gosh, so true. And you had mentioned that your sister would like buy things like from ads, right? That like she'd seen too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like something that you guys have in common.
Yeah, we'll like, oh, and I'm like, Becca, like, look at this. And then she's like, I already know about that. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely behind on the game because like also often just like skip through ads and then I'll finally hear someone like, oh, that's interesting. Like, oh, we should do this. She's like, I already tried it and I didn't like it. I'm like, oh.
At least she does it beforehand, so you're like, you don't have to worry about it because you already have, you're like, okay, she's already done it. Like,
because I'll like have it pulled up on my phone, like ready to make the purchase, and I'm like, hey, dude, is this okay for me to purchase? She's like, no, I already took care of it. Like, don't worry about it. I'm like, how are you beating me like on almost every platform of
that's
this?
so funny. Well, you guys are very alike. Like, you have, right? Are you guys close?
Oh yes, we got much closer as we got older. So now like she's come like my person I turn to for a lot of things, and like when I'm like having a bad day, I'll like go to her and she's like, you need to take a moment. Like you're getting yourself too riled about this. Like let's step back. So I always like turn to her for things.
Is she your older or your younger sister?
Older.
Really?
It's been great. Like we're pretty similar in age. So we're only a little over 2 years apart. So it's like we kind of grew up in similar aspects of our lives. So we've been able to like grow together. And it's really nice to know that I have someone who is similar enough to me, but like understands my differences. Because like I feel like some people don't get that same love from a sibling who like if you're different, they're like, okay, you're too different from me. She's like very accepting of the fact, and she's helped me accept my disabilities because like I for the longest time was so ashamed of it.
And how do you think that she's helped you work through those, like being supportive with you?
Oh yeah, she like will talk through like one of the times she when I felt like I was burdened, she talked me through it.
Okay, do you need a second? Yeah. I think I might have a tissue for you. Hold on, give me 1 second. I have to go all the way around.
I practiced this and I still got me.
No, it's okay. I understand that because your sister is your supporter. It makes you a bit emotional. Like,
Really.
yeah.
This so in the grand scheme of things, like I didn't really realize I was disabled until I was in my 30s. So I went through the gambit of emotions and I still didn't accept it because I'm like, there's no way. And then she's like, I think part of the reason you don't accept it is because you think you're a burden to the people around you. Like you're not a burden, you're wanted, you're loved, and that really like finally like clicked in my head. Like I am worth it. It's like for the longest time, I'm like, well, this person doesn't like me, so that must mean something. And she's like, no, it's you are worthy of love. You're worthy of achieving things. And I'm like, you know what, I am. And now I'm like, I'm ready to go back to college or get my medical billing coding re-upped. Like I'm ready to like try things now that like I'm like, okay, I can do this. That being like, no, I'm too stupid for that. And it's like, no, I can do it. I've had so many people tell me like, you can't do that, you can't do that. Now I'm like, I'm in that chapter of my life where I'm like, no, I can't do this, and I will do it.
So, what has that been like for you to be able to go through that shift now and recognize that yes, I am worth it. Yes, I am worth it. And yes, I can do these things even if people are telling me that I can't. Like what has that been like for you, like being able to step into that power now?
It's been it's been a confidence booster because before I would just withdraw like you told me I can't do it, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it, and I would just go back into myself, and now I'm just like it's been freeing realizing I can do this. Like if I ever wanted to do this, I can give it a shot, and my sister will support me 100%, or my brother-in-law will be like, "You want to try? Try it." And it's no longer this like, "Are you sure you're smart enough for that?" Because I had dreams of becoming a nurse, and then someone I was living with at the time was like, "You can't do that. Like you're not smart enough." So I'm like, I never went into nursing. But then as I got older and became more confident, I'm like, it would be too hard for me to be a nurse because my dream was being an oncology nurse, and I wouldn't be able to separate my emotions enough from the patient. So if I lost them, it would be like I lost my own family. So I'm like, okay, that probably was the right choice not to become a nurse. But as time goes on, I'm like, I feel like I can try something. And I'm becoming better about advocating myself because of it. Like when I was needing something done, I was like, "Oh, I can't call, I can't do it." And I'm like, "No, I can do it." And I'm like, "Actually, I need appointment at this time, not then." And they're like, "Okay, we can make that work." I'm like, "You mean that worked?" So it's like I'm so used to not advocating for myself that when I actually did, I'm like, "Is that easy? You would actually listen to me, or you'll be willing to work with me?" It's like, "Oh, that's really nice to actually have someone like listen." I tried because I'm so used to like it's not gonna happen, so I'm not going to try.
I think that it's different when you can determine yourself. Like, for example, you said that you realize, like, maybe oncology, being an oncology nurse wasn't for you because you recognize yourself that you couldn't separate your emotions from, the patient and you get so emotionally invested. We talked about it, like
Oh
being
yeah.
so empathetic, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a difference with that, with recognizing yourself versus somebody telling you, like, oh, you can't do that. And
Oh yeah.
then that, because that is something that, like, you internalize. And then it's, oh well, if they think I can't, then I must not be able to. And
Yeah.
that's so different to
Oh yeah.
what you're able to experience now.
Yeah, 'cause I really not didn't think I would ever, like, achieve these different things, like, when I was originally gonna go into medical billing and coding, I had no confidence that I would pass the test, and then when I did, I got a way higher score than I was expecting, like, "Oh, I am capable of doing these things," and then it's like but it's definitely taken my getting older for me to get to that place, like, now that I'm in my well into my 30s, like, I've started to be like, "Yeah, I can do this, like, why not?" And it's like I can do these things, and it's like it's because I've been working on taking my power back because I kept giving it away to those people and not reclaiming it. So now I'm like working on like, yes, you can do these things. Like I gave up on the idea for years of going back to college. I'm like, I can't do that. And now I'm like, I want to go back so I can finish out my degree and say, yes, I do have this degree.
Yeah. And I think that even like the bigger part of that is the fact that you have someone like your sister who actively supports you and is
Mm.
actively pushing you towards these things.
Oh yeah, she'll let me have my bad moments, but she's like she'll keep like nudging me towards the positive. She's like, I know this upset you, but you need to try to let it go and focus on what the now. And that's been what I've been working on. And it's biggest thing that's helped me is my two nieces is that I want to be the best version of myself to show them that it's possible. I want to instill that confidence in them. So it's like it starts with me. I can't instill confidence in them if I don't have it in myself. And I want to be able to be that role model for them to show them that you can be different, but you still accomplish big dreams.
Exactly. And it's also the fact that even with the self-advocating, like you said, it starts in such small ways that you'd even surprise yourself. Like, calling up the doctor and being like, hey, I need to schedule an appointment for this day, and, making sure that your needs are met first. It starts with those little tiny bits of self-advocacy that then grow your confidence into being able to do the bigger things.
Yes, and also like works like in home, because at home with like my sister, I can misread someone's facial expressions, and I could think they're bothered by what I'm saying. So then I'll just like walk away for a moment. My sister's like, "What's going on?" Like, upset, and I usually be like, "No, no," and I would push her away. And I've been like, I felt this way when I was talking to you about this because of your face. She's like, that wasn't directed at you. I just have so much on my plate that my face was just letting it out at that moment. And it's like, I've been working on that, and that's helped like my confidence, like actually voicing instead of just like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, and going into my room and being upset. And it's like, it dissipated those feelings right away of actually being like, hey, this is how I felt. And she's like, no, that's not what it's meant. And it's like, oh, I guess I really should work on my skills, because I'll look at someone's face and I'll like, oh, I know what they're feeling. She's like, I was feeling that, but it wasn't directed at you. And that's one of the things I've been working on, is like realizing just because someone's making a face at me doesn't mean it's directed at what I'm doing.
100%. And a lot of the times it's like whatever somebody is going through, it's honestly, even if somebody has something, to do with you, like say they're upset at you, it's not your responsibility until they say that to you, right? Like until they like communicate that, then it's like, oh, okay, like there is something wrong here. But if we're constantly making assumptions, we might just like always assume.
Oh yeah, I've been really guilty of that. I'm working on like, no, people are allowed to have bad days just like you're allowed to have a bad day. Just because they're having a bad day doesn't mean it's because of you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we've talked a lot about your sister, and when we did our pre-interview, you actually mentioned that your sister was the person that showed you or introduced you to the job opening, right?
Yeah, when I was at that point where I was very ready to be done with my previous job, but I was having no luck finding anything. She's like, "Hey, I found this listing at Didlake. I think this is the perfect job for you." I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I applied. I'm like, I'm not going to hear anything, so I don't know why you sent this to me. And then a few weeks later, I got a call saying, "Hey, are you interested in interviewing?" I'm like, "You want to interview me?" So I was like, yes, yes, I want to take advantage. Please, let's set this up. So I got it, and I assumed it was just gonna be like how when I interviewed for George Mason, I got all the comments like of behaving like, "Oh yeah, you got this." I'm like, "Yeah, she's not actually gonna hire me." And I got the call a week later, "We want to hire you." I'm like, "You want to hire me?" And I was so excited because when I interviewed for George Mason, it knocked my confidence when I didn't actually get the job because I thought I had it. So when Candy was presenting like I had the job, I'm like, no, you're just being kind to me because you don't want to hurt my feelings. So when I actually got the job, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then when I got the call saying, hey, we're ready for you. Are you still interested? I'm like, yes, please. I'm ready. And like I put in my notice in my previous job, and I started a week later, and it's like I I don't ever want to look back, because it's like been such a positive impact on my life, having like not only like the normal schedule, but having a place that understands that I will have a bad day, but doesn't mean I'm going to do bad work. But my previous job, it felt like I wasn't allowed to have a bad day. I had to always be perfect, perfect, perfect. And here it's like you can have your days, but please always do your best, and that's like always what I strive for. And it actually feels okay to have like a off day here. Whereas before, I felt like I don't deserve to take my break. I don't deserve to do this 'cause I'm not doing my job. Here it's like, no, you're doing, as long as you're doing your best, it's okay. And it's like I feel very accepted here.
So let's provide a little bit of context for our audience. Tell us a little bit, like tell us your role, how long you've been with Didlake, and then tell us a little bit about how they provide you that support so that you do feel accepted in your role.
I'm a document prepper slash scanner, so we get different contracts, and we'll prep and digitize paperwork for our clients so that they can have access to thousands of pages, but they don't have to fleet through. They can actually just search. And I've been here since March of 2024. Wow. So a little over 2 years, and it's like been some of the best times. Like part of it when I was applying to be here, I was like, I was questioning to my brother, like, should I disclose I'm disabled? Like, I don't know if I should disclose this. What if they don't want me because of that? And I disclosed it, and it's like, okay, then can you tell us what they are, your disabilities are? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you, you guys are gonna change your mind. And then it's like the fact that it's like, no, we love the fact that you have these, that it's not gonna change our view on you. I feel like some places it feels almost like a source of shame to be different. And here it's like, yeah, you have that, but it's not, as long as you are able to do your best, that it doesn't matter. So it's like, it's truly the person I felt like it doesn't matter that I have these disabilities. Before is such a source of shame if I was having a bad day. I'm like, oh, my disabilities are actually disabling me today, but it doesn't matter. It's not an excuse to have a bad day. And here it's like, it's okay that I'm having a bad day, as long as I'm like, hey, this is what's going on, and I feel safe doing that now. Whereas before, I didn't feel safe saying, hey, I'm not doing well today. And it's like, it's such a nice change of pace to be surrounded by so many people that are willing to understand you instead of being like, that's not an excuse. You need to push through. And it's like, okay, like, take your time. And it's like, when I was going through when I lost my grandma in January, I was prepared to be like some pushback for all the days I need to take back. And my manager was like, no, like, please, we'll work with you. And it's like, you mean you're not going to fight me on this? Like, I was waiting to like have to explain myself, and she didn't do that. She just worked with me to make sure I could do what I needed to. And it's like, here actually feels like a family, unlike my last job. I felt like I was very disconnected from everybody. I was just another person in the background. And here it feels like people actually want me.
So tell me about what your relationships are like with the people that you work with like you said, everybody is welcoming and accepting. What is that like for you to have that support that you've had like in your home and also be able to have that in your work as well?
It started on my first day here with Malaysia. She just approached me right away and was friendly and like being kind to me. I'm like, are you why are you doing this? Like, I haven't done anything to earn this from you. And it's like, she's been the person that's like really helped me like start the process of like willing to talk to people, because she kind of was like, no, we're gonna open that door of your being shy, and we're gonna get you talking to people. So she'll like pull me into different things, and she's like, we're doing this, like, you're not staying in this room, you're coming with me. So it's like that really opened the door of like having people interact with you and me interacting with them. It's like she was like, no, we're doing this. And it's like been such a big help to have her be like, you're not staying in your shell. We're gonna take you out of that. And then it's like as time goes on, like with all just my manager, is like, I'm willing to ask the questions that I was always embarrassed to ask. Like, I'm like, that's so rude to ask about this. Like, I can't do that. And now I'm like, hey, this is what I noticed. Like, can you talk to me about it? And like when we were making a change to our schedule, I was like, I'm I was very nervous about it because I'm like, I'm so routine based. And then she took the time for 20 minutes to explain like, this is why we're doing it, and like this is why we can do it. And she fully just took the time to explain. I'm like, that's all I needed, is someone to actually being willing to explain to me. Like before, it was like, I'm so used to people being annoyed by me asking, because they almost feel like, I think they felt I was being disrespectful, or I just, as soon as you tell me like why, I'm like, okay, I accept that. And that's what's happened here, is people being willing to tell me the why. I'm like, okay, I can work with that. Whereas I'm, instead of just like putting my head down and being a good worker and not saying anything, I'm like, hey, can you explain this to me? So it's been such a great help.
Yeah. I feel like there's two pieces to that, right? It's the fact that you are growing with that comfort and that confidence to be able to ask questions. And then you have people that will listen and are receptive and then give back, you know? So
Like,
I feel like that's what that key to success is there is that communication. Oh, excuse me. That communication both ways.
yeah, because I'm so used to where at my previous job, they, I guess, got kind of hit their limit with how many questions I'd ask. Like, right, just write it down and we'll get to you and we get to you. So then I'll be like, 4 hours later, I'm like, there's no point in asking the question now because the time has passed. So I just eventually stopped asking questions. Now that like, my confidence come back, I'm willing to ask the questions I never would have done previously. I'm like, hey, I'm noticing this. Can you talk to me about it? Or I have to do this. Can you work with me? And it's like, there's an open line of communication that I didn't use that experience.
Yeah. And I feel like that open line of communication also helps you be better at your job, right? Because
Like,
it's like you understand what the impact is and why, not just what you're doing.
oh yeah, this that just being like, I told you to do this, you do it. And she's like, this is what needs to be done, and this is why. And it's like, okay, I get it. Whereas before, I'm so used to just being told, no, this is it, no excuses. It's like, oh, this was like to have someone who's willing to talk to me.
Exactly. And so do you think that the way that you have been able to grow in your work has also it kind of seems like they're working together, right? Like your personal life is growing with your work life and then your professional life is working with your personal life and they kind of like coincide.
Yeah, a lot of it like coincides. Like my confidence that it started growing both at home and at work. It's almost like it's simultaneously like working together, instead of just being like a huge divider in the middle. It or like it was like not being happy at my job in turn affected how happy I was at home. So I would like be kind of cranky in both places, but I would have to feel like I would have to put on a happy face for everybody. I'm like, it's not everybody's responsibility to help me, so I would always just like put on a smiling if I didn't feel like smiling. But it's almost like changed here where like I actually can come in with a smile and mean it, and I can come home with a smile and mean it. I'm like, yeah, this happened, but it's okay. And like little things used to always like freak me out, and I would like have a text message. I'm like, this is happening, and now it's like I've grown in my confidence like of being able to work through things. Whereas before I'd be like, I can't do that. And at home, it's like I think the other thing that's helped me is the fact that I've let go of my like embarrassment of doing stupid things in front of people. Because I'm gonna do whatever I can to make my nieces happy. So I'll happily like sing a stupid song and dance around the house if it means putting a smile on their faces. And I feel like being able to let my inhibitions go there has let me grow my confidence here. Because I'm like, if I'm willing to look like an idiot at home, I can look like an idiot here and see what happens.
Yeah. I love that. How old are your nieces?
2 and 7 months.
Oh my gosh, 7 months and two. What is that like now for you being an aunt?
It's been amazing. Like I, the love I have for them is like as if they were my own. So I'm like, I love taking care of them. And my favorite thing is with my eldest niece. Sometimes she'll call me Mama Auntie because she'll mix us up, and I'm like, okay, that's a sign that I'm doing something right. That she confuses me with her mama.
That's so cute.
And sometimes she'll like completely like ignore her dad and my sister in favor of me. Like she'll bypass them and run for me and give me a hug. I'm like, I'm clearly doing something right. And I'm like, I will look like an idiot 10 times over if it means I get to make you smile. And I feel like that's in turn like giving me the confidence, like be that way here where like I'm willing to put myself out there more. 'Cause I'm like, if I'm willing to put out the fact that I'm a terrible singer around my sister and my brother, I can turn around and give myself the confidence here too. That just be like, that's okay, I won't do that. I'm not good enough for that. So it's like those unintentionally that she's helped me grow into being a better person because I'm like, I want to be there for her in ways that I wasn't there for myself when I was younger because I was just like so withdrawn from everything. So I'm like, no, I need to put myself out there to show her that she can do it.
Exactly. And it's so beautiful that as young as they both are, like they've given you so much inspiration to push forward.
Like it's they always do like such funny things. Like the Eleanor used to always pull my glasses off at this age, and now the youngest is starting to do that too. Where she's only done it twice now, but she'll like start to feel up and she'll get your glasses. I'm like something about that just like full circle moment like gives me that little boost of happy when it happens. I'm like puts me in the mood for like a good day at work or a good day for the next day at work. It's like such a funny thing to happen because it's like I don't expect it to happen the next thing. I'm like where did my glasses go? And it's like just being gripped by a tiny little hand.
Oh, that's too cute. And so, do you think that because you mentioned that you want to continue possibly going back to school and maybe getting your degree, do you think that this push has come from that inspiration as well, or where do you think that that desire to go back and learn more has come from?
I think part of it is the girls, and part of it is years ago when we lost from my mom. One of my promises to her was I need to go back to college. So back in my it's always been I should do that, but I never felt like I could do that. So now it's like girls like reignited that like yeah I can do this because I want to show them it's possible to be later in life and you still can pursue higher education or tasks that typically doesn't happen in later in your years. Because like I feel like that's not the norm, but it's coming more normalized now. I feel like for people in their 30s and 40s and 50s, like, hey, I want to go back to college. I'm like, I want to like go back not only for myself but for them to show them like, hey, it's okay if you want to ever go back for more education because that's a beautiful way to like expand your mind. Is like get that education. Because like once I'm in like the right groove, I love learning. Because sometimes I'm like I don't have the right person. I'm like, oh, I hate this. But then when I get like the right professor, I'm like, oh, I love this. So I'm like, I become like the math nerd because I found the right professor and I fell in love with algebra when I was with him because I was like, he actually made a point to actually teach instead of saying like, you already learned this in high school, I don't need to teach you. So like, I love learning, so I want to continue that, and it's like be kind of fun to be like, hey, you're going to school, I'm going to school.
Exactly. And do you think that you would, because you mentioned that you were studying initially for a psychology degree, do you think that's something that you would go back and do? Or is this more like you want to do the medical coding?
I think I want to re up my medical billing coding, but I think if I went back to college, it got a little more like oomph. That would give me like the extra like boost of confidence to be able to be like, I can go back to that because I was like, I can't keep up with this. 'Cause, like, it's all these different medical terms. I'm like, I can't keep up with this. This is a lot. So I'm like, I want to one day pursue that again, but I'm gonna wait till I'm like a few years down the line. So I'm like, I'm not quite ready for it, but I'm like, I know I want to do it. And before I was like, no, I'm okay if I don't ever do that. I'm okay. And now I'm like, I want to learn. Like, but I don't. If I still want to do like fun classes of learning about psychology, even if I don't pursue something like that, so interesting to learn about the mind, and I would love to learn more in depth about like an ADHD or depression. I would love to learn more about how it works clinically, so then I can apply that towards myself and of understanding like how my brain works. I feel like that's part of where my confidence dipped is because I didn't understand myself. So I was like, something's clearly wrong with me. So I need to learn. And then I still didn't understand myself. And I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong. Just your brain's just a little different. And I really want to learn the clinical side so I can really understand and help others who are like me. So I think there's a lot of people that you just get told you're weird as a kid. You don't realize there's an actual diagnosis to it. So you always are questioning what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? And it's like there's nothing wrong with you. Your just brain's a little different. There's nothing to be ashamed about that for. That I had a lot of shame about that until recently because I was like, well, there's clearly something wrong with me. And I started researching like, the ADHD is a disability, depression is a disability. I'm like, what? And then I was like, so there's never anything wrong with me. I just had a slightly different makeup. And then it's like, that's kind of like reignited my confidence of like, well, I can do things now. I'm like, there's nothing ever wrong with me. I just needed help in a different way. So I'm like, I'm really looking forward to the day of like doing classes and like, and not having that pressure of like, are you sure you're good enough for this? Like, you can do it. You can do the hard things just like anybody else can. You can do it.
Exactly. And it's so important that you mentioned the fact that those like ADHD and depression may often not be seen as disabilities, but the fact that they are, and it's something that helps you better understand, okay, but at the end of the day, regardless of, what it is that you might have, those things do not define you.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing for me to learn is I was like, well, that's all I am. That's all I am. It's like, no, it's a factor. It's not who you are. And part of that, I think, while my sister has been the biggest, and her husband's been like the biggest help. I think what fully sealed the deal is my two nieces, and I'm like been opening up. I'm like, I am more than this, and then it's like, because one of my favorite things to come home to is I'll open up the door, and she'll just hear the glass door opening. All of a sudden, I hear "auntie" being screamed, and it's like made me realize like I'm more than just what my disabilities have been told to be. I'm just like, that's not who I am. It's a factor, but it's not entirely who I am. And it's like those little moments have like really reshaped my mind of like I can do things that I never thought I could do. And I'm just like, yeah, I can do this. Why not? And it's like it doesn't hurt to try because like that's like doing this. I was like, when it's just I was talking. I don't think I could do this. Like I'm putting myself out there. I'm gonna be perceived, and I don't know how people are gonna perceive me. Like that's really scary. And she's like, you can do it. Like never know how you're gonna feel until you do it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna immediately say yes, and I'm gonna put myself out there because I'm so it's like, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. And I'm like, no, you need to put yourself out there because there could be someone out there that's similar to you questioning themselves. I'm like, show them that it's okay to be yourself, even if it's a little goofy or weird to someone else. It's like, if it makes you happy, do it. As long as you're being safe.
You took the words right out of my mouth, is that it's so important for people to be able to put themselves out there and tell their stories and their testimonies because, like you said, you never know who's on the other side listening. And maybe they need that push. Maybe they don't have someone at home telling them to do these things. But what you're saying is that push, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because like that's my biggest thing is I hope there's people out there that are questioning themselves realize that they're more capable than they realize. And I've been learning that more that I am capable of doing these things. I'm like, oh, I can do that. Like I can do this. Like, and it's been such like a shift in my confidence of realizing I can do this. Even if it doesn't work out, at least I know I tried.
Exactly. And so what is a takeaway that you would want our listeners? I know you've pretty much touched on it already, but is there another takeaway or any others that you would like people to that are listening be like, yeah, that's the key here.
Biggest thing I wish people would know is that you're more capable than you realize. I think part of it can be like someone can knock your confidence and then you internalize that and that's what you solely focus on. And it's like if you're able to start to work push past that because you are smarter and more capable than you realize. Like I never thought I'd be in a job like this. I always thought I was gonna be stuck in retail. And the fact that I'm in like what I feel like is now a real job, I'm like, oh, I can do it. And I feel like others can do it too. I'm like, you can push yourself and you'll see such amazing changes that you never thought were possible. You just have to stick your toe out and then see what happens. And then you can fully jump in when you're ready.
Exactly. I love that so much. And I just have to say, Kim, that your story is such a beautiful it showcases so beautifully how much growth that you've experienced in your life and how it's really shown through. Like I see when you talk about your family and when you talk about like your job, you just glow.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful. And what are your goals and aspirations now for the future?
Like with here, like I can really see myself like growing into like a bigger position and it's like that's like makes me like want to strive for it more. So that's why I'm like trying to be cross trained different tasks. I'm like, you know what, I can do it. And that's like one of my big goals is I want to move into one day into a different position that's higher up because I can see myself doing it. And it's like is such a nice change to realize I can do these things. That being like trying and I'm like being told, no, you can't do that. And now I'm like, no, I can do it and I will. And I'm ready for that.
Exactly. Well, before we leave you here, Kim, today, is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
My brain just
That's okay.
my brain is like, what?
I think your brain is just saying that we've covered it all. That's
Like,
it.
it likes doing that when I'm like trying to like have a good conversation with my brain. It's like, girl. And then like when I'm home alone, all of a sudden the thing pops in my head. I'm like, well, it's too late now. I can't bring this up to someone.
I know you're gonna leave here. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I should have brought this up, or I should have said that. But that's how it usually goes. Trust me, I'm the same way.
Oh yes, my brain I think thinks it's a game to be like play a game of chicken, and then she's gonna lose every time.
Well, at least now you know that that's what your brain is doing, right? So you can outsmart it. You're like, not today. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for taking the time to speak with me and for joining us on the Didlake Difference. We've loved having you here, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.